Good day, Chief here for Chief Tells Tales. To all of us that have served, we've all had to raise our right hand that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I remember being a smart-ass enlisted, and of course a smart-ass warrant officer, and I asked a few times, what is a domestic enemy? And of course got the old deer in the headlights. Well, now everybody's complaining that the Constitution, illegal aliens deserve due process. No, they don't. They're missing their constitutional rights. They're not U.S. citizens. So, as far as I'm concerned, they are the domestic enemy. I typed in United States of America definition of domestic enemy, and I'm going to be reading to the side. Sorry. At least it's in front of me and partly at an angle. Quote, domestic enemy definition. The United States of America does not provide a single definite legal, not logic, or constitutional definition of a domestic enemy. However, interpretations and discussions of various sources offer insights into what constitutes a domestic enemy, particularly in relation to the U.S. Constitution. At its core, domestic enemy is generally understood to be someone who opposes, or undermines, the Constitution and its principles from within the country. This can include individuals or groups who engage in actions such as treason, insurrection, or sedition, which are explicitly outlined in U.S. law as threats to the constitutional order. Treason, for instance, is legally defined as levying war against the United States or adhering to its enemies, giving them aid and comfort. Some interpretations suggest that a domestic enemy might also be someone who rejects the foundational values and the culture of the United States. The culture of the United States, as outlined in documents like the Virginia Declaration of Rights, the Declaration of Independence, and the U.S. Constitution. These individuals are seen as having distorted loyalty, that was in quotes, distorted loyalty was in quotes, and may provoke, participate in, or support acts of violence against the country, favoring such actions, over domestic processes. In a broader sense, domestic enemies can be political actors. We got a lot of actors. They're not all politics. Oh, I played one on movie, but yeah, whatever. I'm not one in real life. Or supporters within the government who pursue policies or legislations that are perceived to contradict the constitutional powers and principles. This group might also include those who advocate for moral standards that reject natural law, traditional morality, and Judeo-Christian values, which some believe are essentials for the Constitution to function effectively. I'm not going to read any more. That's enough. I mean, we've already got enough examples. We've already seen interviews where some people from south of the border waving those south of the border flag, and when asked, they have said, no, we're not here to be U.S. citizens. We're here for the money. We're here for the money. No, you're a domestic enemy as far as I'm concerned. You're here illegally to begin with. You're not supporting the laws of our land. You just want to make a buck and go home. And I remember reports throughout my lifetime when they were. I haven't seen one or heard of one in a long time. But when we talk about, oh yeah, these people pay their taxes. Well, until recently, you can't pay your federal taxes if you don't have a social security number. And Doge found that almost 4 million people were given social security numbers during the past 4 previous years. So yeah, they're probably paying their taxes. Those should be easy to find. Oh, these guys got Social Security numbers? Go after them. There'd be 4+ million of them gone right there. They committed a crime, and now they're committing another crime. They're in possession of a U.S. Social Security number that they shouldn't have in the first place. So there's 2 laws against them. So I hope they go after them next. I really do. They got their names, they got their addresses. Yeah, you've been paying taxes. We don't care. Thank you for paying your taxes. You're gone. Because I remember, what was it, 8 years ago, 9 years ago, there was some little sweet darling. I think she was living in Arizona at the time, and she was sitting on a tractor of all things, I believe it was, and she held up a tax form and said, I am paying my federal taxes. But the only trouble is when you zoomed in on the document, it was an Arizona state tax form, not a U.S. federal tax form. So, yeah. And like I said, there are reports, I got sidetracked, that reported that people that are here, working here, are sending the greater share of their money back home to their country because they're helping out their family members back home. So their bucks are being earned here, they're not being spent here. But yet we hear time and time again, oh yeah, they're helping the economy because they're earning money and they're spending it here. Nope, they're shipping the greater share of that money back home so their family members can live a better life back home. So I'm going to go with that definition for domestic enemy. So these people that have crossed the border have already broken one law. As I said, the ones that were given Social Security numbers, that's 2 laws already. So when we use, like they used the Marines, they were sent there, but basically told, you're just here to guard. Now, I don't know what kind of rules of engagement they were given. I imagine they got some rules of engagement. The most, I don't know how to say it, relaxed, or the most rules of engagement I was given one time was I could injure or kill anybody that was threatening U.S. persons or U.S. property. And the final one was if we saw like somebody stopped a group of civilians and pulled out their AK-47s and started shooting civilians down the line, we were also authorized to shoot the guy with the AK-47 or whatever he is using that was shooting down a bunch of people. Did I ever get a chance to pull the trigger? No. Came close only one day, and I think I talked about that prior. If not, I'll talk about it again, because I got another idea for a video about how stupid I was when I went to the Gulf War. I was stupid. But we're talking about domestic enemies. We all know what a foreign enemy is. You go to a foreign country, well, you're fighting foreigners. That one's easy. I'm happy what's happening. I don't care what your status is. I don't care how vital some people think you are. I mean, because look at those 2 pot farms. They found, what was it, 10 kids at one, 8 kids at another that were accompanying somebody else because, hey, I'm a family unit. This, I'm a single male, but this is my child. Yeah, whatever. So that's all I got to say about that. I mean, you can type in like I did, United States of America, definition of domestic enemy, and you'll get the same blurb I did. And I finally know what a domestic enemy is. It's really not truly defined, but there is criteria. And the biggest one is these individuals are seen as distorted loyalty. That's the people that are here only for the bucks. That's distorted loyalty. I'm waving the flag of my nation I'm earning US dollars and I'm sending those dollars home. Distorted loyalty right there. Plus, they're also provoking and participating in supported acts of violence against the country. They're fighting federal agents, and now they're cracking down, which is about time. And I'm glad a lot of, I'm glad a lot of U.S. citizens are finally now being arrested, because during the previous 4 years, they weren't being arrested. Now I heard Portland's really cracking down, which is really nice too, against Antifa. I think Antifa's an internal, well, I know they're everywhere, but Antifa is a terrorist group as far as I'm concerned. What else did I see that really stands out? Treason, yeah, well, we're getting somebody else on treason, but he's not a domestic enemy. Well, maybe he is. We'll see what happens. I hope something happens. I think you know who I'm talking about. One of those previous guys that lived at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington, D.C. Personally, I hope 3 of them go there along with their wives. Other than that, that's a domestic enemy. Lots of criteria. They're causing mischief. They're causing harm. And like it says, distorted loyalty to the United States of America as it is, and against the U.S. Constitution and to the nation for which it stands. Remember, truth, justice, and the American way. I don't know why I can't speak right now. I mean, here I'm not really rambling. Excuse me, too much rambling, but more of a comprehensive train of thought. So this is Chief out. Foreign enemy, we know. Domestic enemy, lots of criteria, lots of things that it can be, but overall, reading what I read, we know what a domestic enemy is. Any illegal, as far as I'm concerned. So freedom's not free. We're paying for it now. Hopefully this only lasts about a year, but I know they already said it'd take generations to get rid of all these people. But we've also gotten reports from some of the foreign nations south of the border that a lot of people are returning on their own. They're not taking the $1,000, because one president said that they are helping the people when they come back, which is nice. So we're not paying all the dollars, which is really great. So again, freedom's not free. Chief out. You know what to do with the vet. Thank you.